democratic value that we used to see and we used to see as an example that we all wanted to be a part of it. In this fragmentation, how can national parliaments contribute to maintain unity within the EU? And what role can interparliamentary cooperation play? I mean, parliamentary diplomacy, partners also within the Europe, but also outside of the Europe, especially enlargement policy, which is, I know, in Europe internally is a huge discussion issue, and not, of course, all the countries really keen to accept this idea.
Again, thank you for the question. The national parliament is not an abstract entity. It's composed of political parties, political groups, people, individuals with political background, and of course with goals and values. So what you need is to define the proper majorities to support the proper European and Euro-Atlantic identity and orientation. This is how we worked in the national parliaments, how we worked within this complex and quite often complicated Europe currently. But we succeeded if you look on both the European Parliament at the level of the European Union, but also at the level of the Council of Europe. And with Ivan Rachan, we are colleagues in the same parliamentary assembly. We have also our very close colleagues from Armenia being part of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe. So we succeeded during these complicated years to secure the proper majorities. And this is why I give you one example, making reference to the dramatic situation coming from the crime of aggression committed by Russia against Ukraine. It was the only international organization, the Council of Europe, that succeeded at 15th of March to exclude Russia from the organization based on an unanimous vote one day before the Committee of Ministers coming from the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe. That means the national parliaments of the Council of Europe supported strongly this decision for the obvious reasons. And now it's the Parliamentary Assembly political engine through the national parliaments, including my own national parliament, which is supporting the finalization of the process for the establishment of the special tribunal for the crime of aggression. In the Romanian parliament, it's a clear position. It's a majority. It's not a unanimous vote, not anymore, because of these, let's say, populistic trends, and we are subject of the same Russian virus. It's clear. But we succeeded to manage this negative process and to assure this clear majority in support of our fundamental democratic values. Multilateralism. I saw the papers that have been distributed before the forum. It is made a clear reference to multilateralism and the international society based on rules, not on the use of power. This is part of our democratic background, and we are strongly supportive. You will find this specific reference on in any or all the foreign affairs chapters of any governmental programs in my country. So this is the right attitude. The enlargement process is one of the key elements that we are using in supporting one of the most successful projects and tools of the European Union. And now we are interested to use it more, even using the tools of the Council of Europe, because the Balkan region, the Eastern Partnership, Ukraine, Republic of Moldova, now seeing back on the track Armenia, strong support for Armenia's European goals, and we are working on a strategic partnership currently, which will include this very substantial dimension of supporting Armenia for its European path. So this is how we can manage this type of challenges, which are real, where we need to face within our European societies, but we need to stick together based on the democratic acquis.
Thank you very much for the great example, which is really specific, and this really gives the main understanding how it really works in reality. Again, Ukraine and Mr. Megisha, Ukraine's experience has become really an example, huge example for all of us, to example of resilience, and keeping the democracy in, under extreme pressure. But I want to look ahead. So looking ahead, how do you ensure that extraordinary measures taken during wartime do not become permanent, and that democratic institutions fully return to normal functioning once the conflict ends, and I do believe that it will be very soon. And these questions really resonate what Mr. Rakan said, bringing example of Croatia.
Yeah, you always had the possibility, whole country, except, especially when you had some conflicts or especially war. But we have the greatest values in our country. It's our people, our society. And they always want to choose, always want to change, always want to vote, but they didn't. And now they understand and tolerate that we have some specific laws and rules, but it's can be continued that war is stopped, war is end. And example what I give you about anti-corruption agency, it's a good example that our people don't want specific thoughts our government about that. So if people want another way, go another way, go to democracy, go to they want a new breath and new people, maybe new blood. They want to vote, and if these laws and these rules don't give this that chance, Ukrainian it's doing how we want, and whole politics in our country understand this. So I think that it could be, but it's not in our country. I'm pretty sure for this. Thank you.
I believe also. Thank you very much. And again, Mr. Rachan, based